walking up that way.
Dee lives in the complex near where the shooting occurred and says she watched Saturday night's events unfold.
I seen a car that was driving real fast, but at the same time, he stopped. Whoever it was that was driving stopped, and they, when they stopped, they fired one shot, high out.
Dee says as a mother, one moment of that night was especially haunting for her.
The young lady was on the ground and she was crying out for her mom.
So far, the police have not located a suspect.
Wonder if this happened to somebody that they love.
Meanwhile, Dee has a simple message for the shooter.
If you did it, you need to come forward.
Just before 8:30 p.m. on March 23rd, Tacoma police responded to the Midtown apartment homes on South Ridgewood Avenue and South 15th Street in Tacoma's Hilltop neighborhood for reports of a shooting. Upon arrival, they would learn that a teen girl had been shot.
And say that you did it and stop being a coward, hiding. You shouldn't have did it if you're gonna be afraid.
Now, Tacoma police say this is still a very active investigation, and anyone with any information is encouraged to reach out to investigators through Crime Stoppers.
The victim was identified as 17-year-old Delayah Sims, who was rushed to a nearby hospital by her father, where she was sadly succumbed to a gunshot wound to the torso, just 3 weeks after her 17th birthday. Sadly, Delayah's family is no stranger to violence, as her 18-year-old brother was also shot and killed in 2018. Police recovered Delayah's cell phone at the scene and discovered that she and a male individual got into an argument over text 2 days prior to the shooting. That same male then showed up to Delayah's home and shot into her next-door neighbor's apartment before fleeing the scene. Then on Saturday, the day of her murder, he went back to her apartment to return her belongings since they were broken up. The belongings, according to text messages and court documents, appeared to be a gun. Delayah remained on the phone with her 14-year-old sister as she waited for the male to pull up. However, unbeknownst to Delayah, the male had other plans. As he pulled up to the home, he fired one shot towards Delayah before fleeing the scene. That's when her sister heard the screams and immediately hung up to contact their parents, who had left to grab food for the sisters. As Delayah's father pulled up to the scene, he noticed Delayah on the ground with the male standing next to her. He ran up on her and yelled towards the male, "Hey, what are you doing?" The male replied, "I'm calling 911. At that moment, her father transported her to the hospital himself. As he sped towards the hospital, Delayah, still clinging on to life, whispered, "Mom, help me. I think I'm dying." She would pass away just a short time later. During an interview with news sources, Delayah's father said, "There's nothing that can fix a parent having to bury a child," adding that he had a son who died at the age of 18, roughly 5 years ago. Distraught neighbors described witnessing Delayah stumble backwards as she screamed out for her mother over and over while saying, I'm shot, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die." Detectives quickly identified the male as Delayah's ex-boyfriend, 18-year-old Aiden Tyrell, who turned himself into authorities just 4 days after the murder. Although the two had broken up, they remained in contact, solely for the purpose of retrieving her belongings. Delayah was finally ready to move on, let go of it all. However, Tyrell wasn't about to let that happen. According to court documents, one of Delayah's family members described Tyrell as a white boy who wants to be tough. Family members also revealed that Delayah talked to police on the phone the day before she was killed and gave them her ex-boyfriend's name. It is unsure whether or not police intervened in the situation or if Delayah was in the process of filing for a restraining order. A look into Tyrell's criminal history revealed he was arrested in April of 2023 after fleeing from a stolen car that had a stolen handgun inside. It is unclear exactly how long Delayah and Tyrell were in a relationship or whether there was a history of domestic violence between the two prior to the shooting. However, no matter what the case, no one deserves to have their life snatched away for simply wanting to move on. Delayah had her whole life ahead of her. Now, because of a coward, her family will never see who or what she could have become.
Man accused of shooting and killing a 17-year-old girl in Tacoma will now face a Pierce County judge today on first-degree murder charges.
Police say Aiden Tyrell turned himself in yesterday. King 5's Angelique Cockadee is live in Tacoma. So, Angelique, we've learned that this was not a random shooting. What do we know about the relationship between the suspect and the victim?
Well, Mimi, I've been going through these court documents here all morning, and at this point, we do know that Aiden Tyrell, that 18-year-old who is now facing those murder charges, is the girl's ex-boyfriend. Now, police say Aiden Tyrell last Thursday got into the apartment with the girl while texting, got into an argument with the girl while texting, then shot into her next-door neighbor's apartment and took off. On Saturday, though, police say Tyrell came back. Court documents say he was trying to get her to come outside to pick some of her things up after she tried breaking up with him. The girl told her sister to stay on the phone with her while she went outside. He then shot and killed the girl while her 14-year-old sister was on the phone. Witnesses in the area say the scene was haunting.
18-year-old Aiden Tyrell was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, first-degree assault, drive-by shooting, and second-degree unlawful possession of a firearm. He appeared in court on March 27th, and his bail is set at $3 million. The case remains ongoing.